Okay, here's a more modern camera. This one, this one takes batteries. And here's the viewfinder for it. This one's the Vivitar DVR 945. I bought this off of Amazon kind of long time ago, and it's HD. Um, yeah, but this one's a more modern version of. Oh, here's the lens for it, and here's the night vision for it. And don't worry about the software for this camera because the soft I've already set up the software. And this one uses an HD card. Um, but yeah, it has the FireWire. Um, here's the FireWire. I can get this darn thing open. Um, if I can get this darn oh shoot, if I can get this darn thing open. Um, I can. Oh, here's the thing for it. FireWire is right here. The FireWire, it's right here. Um, it still has the same kind of thing as the older models, except this one's more modern. And here's the lens for it. The 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 lens, and you can see the viewfinder for this camera. And yes, this one uses batteries, and this one uses an HD card. So this is the more modern version. But yeah, this one does take batteries. It takes like four batteries. So yeah, so and here's the easy guide for this camera, the warranty, and the I think this is the troubleshooting guide for it. Okay. Oh, and here's the tripod for it, but you can use it. But you can use it for just any camera, not just the Vivitar. And here's the more modern version. This this one is the DigiLife DDV 1080. Um, this one has playback menu and mode. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention about this camera. You can use it as a video camera, or you can use it to take still pictures with this. Um, Same thing with this camera. Um, Here's the fire wire thing right here, where you can hook it up to the computer. And this is the viewfinder. This is the viewfinder. And here's the night vision. I mean the night thing. Like if you want to use it at night. And the same thing with this camera. You can hook this camera up to to a to to a computer. Same thing with this one. And here's another camera. Um, this one's the Sylvania HD 720p. This one's also a digital camera. This one and this one also uses an SD card. Um, and you can also hook this one up to a computer. This one might be an older model of the ones I showed you, but you can still use it to take videos, or you can use it to take still pics. But like I said, all um, all the cameras need to be charged, except this except these two, because these two you can easily hook up to these two you can easily hook up to the computer and charge them. Same thing with this one. Um, but yeah, Oh, and here's the wire for this cam. This cam is good to use. So is this one. It may be an older model, but you can still use it. Same thing with this one. Um, but yeah, like I said, in the video last night, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by knockoffs, because some knockoffs may look like the real thing, but only difference is the knockoffs, um they don't work properly. They just have the brand name slapped onto them to make you to make you to make you think that you're buying the make you think that you're buying something legit, but it's actually not. Um and some I heard that some of the knockoffs use the regular audio cassettes, the kinds that you listen to in the old vintage tape recorders and whatnot. So yeah, don't be fooled by the knockoffs. Or I'll put to you this way: don't be fooled by don't be fooled by cheap imitations, because like I said, cheap imitations don't work properly. They usually have they usually they will not um they usually won't have good quality, um and they usually have um the regular audio the regular audio cassettes that you listen to, the kind that use that the kinds that you use to listen to in the vintage tape recorders and whatnot. Yeah, so don't be fooled by cheap imitations. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by knockoffs. Um, but yeah, like I was trying to say, like if you go to a yard sale, estate sale, or or a thrift store or whatnot, be sure to pick up one of these, or one of these, if you plan to go out and make a lot of videos and whatnot. You can still use the older model cameras that I showed you last night, except the older models uses tapes. The older model uses tapes, and some of the older models also require also require also require an SD card. Um, except, but yeah, this model here does not use tape. Does not use the tape at all. It uses an SD card. Same thing with this one. This one doesn't use a tape. This one you don't need to buy tapes for, because this one also uses an SD card. Same thing with this one. Um, you don't need to buy tape for this one, because this one doesn't use tapes. This one also uses an SD card. And the same thing with this older model. This one doesn't use tapes. It uses kind of the hard drive, but this one also requires an SD card to use. So yeah, um, these ones don't use tapes. Neither does this one, and neither does this one. Um, the but yeah, the modern one, the modern cameras, the more modern types don't use tapes. They use SD cards. They use SD cards and whatnot. So yeah, like I was trying to tell you, don't don't buy the knockoffs, or should I say, don't buy the cheap don't buy the cheap imitations, because, like I said, the cheap imitations will not work properly. They use the standard audio cassettes, the kind that you use in those old vintage tape recorders. So don't buy the knockoffs because the knockoffs may look legit, but they're not. But they're not. They because the knockoffs usually have the brand name slapped onto them. But yeah, don't bother buying the knockoffs. If someone tries to sell you a knockoff product that looks like this or this or even this, don't buy them because, like I said, they will not work properly. They usually use the standardized tape cassettes, the kind that you find in those old tape recorders and whatnot. But yeah, I would avoid buying knockoffs. Period.